right. Good evening and welcome. This is Travis from Gabtown Divas. I run my own radio talk show online. Tonight I have the great honor of being here on Jammin Jukebox Radio. So I want to welcome everyone to Jammin Jukebox Radio. I'm going to be your special guest co-host this evening. I'm filling in for Dawn, who's unable to make it. Very excited to be here. Tonight we have a wonderful guest and a special treat. He's a well-known model and has modeled on several runways, including Sean John and Russell Athletics. He's gifted with a highly talented R&B and gospel singer and has worked with big names like Kirk. He has been on hit shows like Walker, Texas Ranger, House of Payne, and Army Wives. Please welcome me Please join me in welcoming Mr. Chris Rich. Chris, are you there?
I'm here. What's up?
Not too much, Chris. Thank you very much for joining the show this evening. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Dawn and I are on a network together called Air Nation Radio. So we're good friends, and I run my own respective show. Like, she has her own 3 or 4 shows. And like I said in the introduction, she's unable to make it tonight. So she wanted me to run the show for her. So I'm here, and we are going to get this show on the road. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm so thankful, and I know the fans are just anxious to hear from you. So I'd like to get started right away. Does that sound okay? Now,
okay. I'm ready.
I think I'll set the show up for a half hour. Is that
Hello?
correct? Oh, you still there, Chris?
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're all set. Chris?
Okay. All right, I'm here. Sorry about that.
Okay, cool. No, you're fine. No problem. All right, so I wanted to ask you, first off, like I said, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to do the interview. I would like to start by asking you, how did you get started in the music business?
Wow. Well, first, I started with working with Kirk Franklin on like special events, and the Darryl Blair is basically for gospel. And then from there, just started, reaching out, doing background vocals, and from there, things in church. We all started from church first, and then I did my project, my EPK, and came across Mr. Tory with Southern Comfort ENT, and the rest is history. That's basically how it all went down.
Awesome. So you had, just quite the adventure in jumping into the music business. So that's really, really exciting. That's really neat to hear.
Thank you.
When you were in the music when you started the music business, how was it working with a legend like Kirk Franklin?
Oh, it was great. Those were great times. The rehearsals sometimes were even more exciting than the actual events, because Kirk would cut up and have fun and everything, and we had this thing called passing the mic, and we pass the mic and do things impromptu that you wouldn't see on performances.
Right. So
now, fun times.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening. Mm-hmm.
No, I was just wondering, how did it all get started? How did you meet him? What was the starting point for you meeting Mr. Kirk Franklin?
that was a while ago. Basically, it was a concert that was happening in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it was after the concert I went up to him, and this brings back memories. And he was with Darryl Blair at the time, and I ended up. Hello?
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, cool. And so I went up to him, and the girl I was dating at the time, I said, yo, I heard that you took my girlfriend home from school. And so he was like, who are you? And I said, well, who are you? And I was, so we were just going back and forth. And from there, like, we just knew that we had a cool rapport, man. And it was just funny how that happened. You just brought back memories, bro.
How neat is that? That is so funny. Wow. So right from there, you got into a great relationship and a great friendship, right?
Exactly. That's right. Yeah, so it was really cool.
I have to admit, I grew up Catholic, and in the Catholic Church, we were huge into Kirk Franklin. His music was just awesome. Like, we listened to it all the time. So, talking to someone who has worked with a legend like Kirk Franklin, I mean, it's just awesome. It's such an honor, and listening to the little bit of music that I have from you this evening in preparation for the show, I could just totally see how Kirk is your inspiration, because you are just very, very talented. So, bravo to you for sure. Oh, you still there, sir? Oh, I think we lost Chris. I hope he calls back. There's been technical difficulties throughout the call, so I'm just going to wait and see if Chris does call back. While we're waiting, I know many of you listeners are a huge fan of Dawn. Dawn has been working so hard on her shows. She does Jammin Jukebox Radio. She does Behind the Mic Music. She does just, a whole bunch of shows abroad. And Dawn has made, we got to call her back. All right, let me just make sure. He's hanging right on.
Oh, I'm back. It's Chris. I apologize for the bad signal there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you very much for being back.
Oh, I apologize, man. I tell you. I'm like, oh, no, we don't need a bad signal right now. We got to keep going.
Right? We got to keep rolling. I was like, where'd he go? So what I was saying, and I think I dropped you at that time, but I was in the Catholic Church, and I was a huge fan of Kirk Franklin. So he's been someone that's been in my life for a while. So it's really neat talking to you, knowing that you have interacted with, a legend like Mr. Kirk Franklin. So in talking about, gospel music, I was just curious, what's your inspiration? What has inspired you to start gospel music, throughout your childhood, throughout your career? You want to talk a little bit about that? Would you mind?
Oh, yeah, that's cool. No problem. I mean, that's where I was reared, first, singing starting at the age of 3. And so we just started with gospel. I mean, God is first in my life first. And so from there, I mean, I always knew that love music would come into play too, though, the older I got. I mean, that's my passion. I mean, but God is love, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically just where it stemmed from, was just my upbringing.
Awesome. Well, and I think that is just a great place to stem from, and there's nothing more pure and, more honest than that. And, for you to, know who you are and to stand so strong in your faith and to make that, your stepping point into music and into the gospel music, I mean, there's nothing better than that. So bravo to you, and I think that's just something to be commendable for sure, for you just knowing who you are and, going into that realm of music that you're most comfortable with. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, we talked about Kirk Franklin. I was also curious. I'd like to hear a little bit about what it was like and how you met Mr. Pastor, or not Mr. Pastor, but Pastor Darryl Blair. What was it like working with Darryl Blair?
That was fun too, man. We would travel, basically in Texas, like different cities and stuff. And Pastor Darryl, he's pastor now. At that time, he wasn't pastor. He was just Darryl Blair, and he was cutting up. He was he was a jokester, man. Because even the first time I met him, like that was that time at that concert. Yeah, I mean, he had Kirk's back, so he's always been that type that if he's in your corner, he's gonna have your back. I call him like a basically a security guard, and he's big as a security guard. Like, you messed with Kirk, man, what's going on? So, you know, I had to break that thing. I said, well, look, you got a problem, too. But it was cool. So, yeah, he's always been cool to hang out with, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I bet. That is so awesome. I've
and you know,
heard a little bit
with the actual family.
Really?
Yeah, he actually sang with the family. Yeah, so he's an original member.
Oh, wow, I had no idea. That is really neat.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, not only have you been in your singing career where you've been very successful so far, you have also modeling. I'd like to hear a little bit about your modeling career.
Okay. Well, yeah, modeling, that started, I say taking it seriously, maybe like 2008, taking it seriously. I was with Elite first here in Atlanta and did some stuff, runway shows and Macy's and Belks, Sean John, Neiman Marcus, different things like that, as well as print jobs too, Russell Athletics, and just did a Coors Light yesterday. And so, just different aspects of modeling. It's not all just fashion. Some is sports. Like yesterday I was a baseball player, so at least we get to do that. That's fun. Live out your fantasies of a baseball player, a football player. Just some days.
No.
So that's basically, it's all, I say it's all like a character. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Modeling is still, it can be acting, and singing can be acting too, because you're putting on the character of that song or what you're feeling. So they all tie in together.
Oh, most definitely. Now, I'm sorry to have to ask this because I wasn't sure did your modeling come before your music, or did your music come before modeling, or was it acting that came before that?
That's a good question. Music is my first love. It's my heart. It's my passion. It's like, that's like the girl you date, or the girl you marry.
Right.
No doubt.
Okay.
But I love them all, but music's my passion, my heart.
So you started out with your music, and then everything else kind of just came with.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Okay, I just wanted to get that straight so I knew what was going on. I had to make sure I knew what was up. Now, I'd like to get into your acting career because I was very intrigued when I was reading, up about you just to get prepared for the interview. What was it like working with an icon like Mr. Tyler Perry, or working with an icon like him? And what was it like being on House of Payne? I mean, I've watched House of Payne. I love that show. There are some really great actors on that show and actresses. Huge talent. Tyler Perry is an icon for so many people. He's made so many great shows. He's made, all these movies, and he has so many fans, and he just has, just a certain image. When you think of Tyler Perry, you just think of a certain image. You know what I mean? What was it like working with a legend like Tyler Perry?
Well, at that time, he did not direct that exact show. So he wasn't there at that exact show. Alpha Tyler was casting director at that time. So it wasn't actually Tyler Perry directing that show.
Okay.
I hope things will come full circle. He will direct me one day, but it was another director on the set at that time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. So how many? I tried to look up a little bit of information, and this is kind of short notice, so I apologize because I usually like to be more prepared, so I did the best I could with my questions. But I was just wondering, how many episodes did you film on House of Payne?
I'm sorry, say it again. What?
How many episodes did you film on House of Payne?
Oh, it was just that one at that particular time. I was a barber.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So
yeah.
I was just wondering, like, I wasn't sure if you filmed, more than one or what was going on, so I didn't want to, ask you too much and then not know.
Oh, no, you're good. It's fine. No worries.
Now, another show you were a part of for, I take it, a little while, and a show that's been around for years is Walker, Texas Ranger. I remember watching it when I was a kid, years back. What was it like working with Texas Ranger? How was that?
It was cool. I was a kid myself, and I was just basically airline passenger on that particular show. It was fun. Chuck Norris was cool. Everybody was very nice on the set. So it was a nice experience. That was my first experience.
Oh, wow. So that was one of your first shows you've ever gone on, pretty much.
That's right.
Oh, okay, neat. So that was something I was curious about, too, because we had talked about your music career and how you got into that, and then how you got into modeling. So it's interesting to know that Walker, Texas Ranger was kind of your first, acting career experience. So, wow, what an experience and what a opportunity to work with someone like Chuck Norris. Did you work with him directly?
Not directly on that particular episode, but he was there, during the taping of the show.
Did you get to meet him and everything?
I'm sorry?
I said, did you get to at least sit down and meet him?
Oh yeah, I got to meet him. That was an honor. I mean, come on, that's an icon. Yeah.
Yeah, hello, icon for all of us. That's so neat.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Wow. And the lady plays Charisse too. This was his wife.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she was really nice too. Really cool.
Oh yeah, I bet she was. Well, good for you. That's a huge experience. I mean, you have done so many amazing things. You have met so many great icons, and these people have been blessed with meeting you. I just think it's just it's been wonderful all around for these stars that have met you and for you having these experiences. So bravo to you for sure.
Thank you so much. I'm honored. I'm just glad to be doing what you love to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, definitely. Most definitely. Now, the next show that I saw that you were a part of was Army Wives, and I've watched like the first few seasons of Army Wives, and I haven't got back into it just because I have like 80 other shows, and they kind of changed the element of Army Wives. Not all the actresses are back on there. Mm-hmm. So, how long ago did you work on Army Wives? You want to talk a little bit about your time on Army Wives, who you worked with, maybe tell the fans the episode that you were on, just so they can get a drift of what happened while you're on the show. Because Army Wives is a huge show. There's so many fans that love it. So I'd like to hear a little bit about it if you don't mind talking about it.
Right, that's fine. Yes, it was 2 years ago. I worked on there. I was an EMT, and Claudia, the one who plays Claudia, she was in an accident, and so I had to rescue her out of the car accident.
Okay.
And so of course they had the blood, the fake blood, everything. It was pretty intense, and so it was a night shot, and let me see, I forget. I'm trying to think of her name right now. You hit me on the spot. She's so attractive too. Dark hair. Oh man, you hit me. She's
Claudia Joy.
Not Claudia Joy. She was okay. I rescued her out too, but she played in another show at one time too, as a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't think of her name right now. What is her name? God, you don't stop me, man. Hold on 1 second.
Is it Wendy Davis on there? Joan?
What's the name?
Joan.
Yes, but what's her,
psychologist?
oh,
The counselor?
right, but what's her real
Wendy
her real?
Davis.
What is it again?
Wendy Davis?
Hello.
Oh yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. No, that's not the name. It is. Hold on.
There's Wendy Davis. There's Kim Delaney, Catherine Bell.
Catherine Bell. Thank you. Yes.
Sherwood. Yeah, I love these. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, she man, she was so great and gave me pointers about stuff and you know, I call it backstage footage. Good stuff though, you know what I mean? That can help your career for, you know, for the long haul. She's just very knowledgeable.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah. Shouts out
so
to
awesome.
right now.
What's that?
I said a shout out to Catherine Bell right now, if you're listening.
Seriously, I'm a huge fan, so a triple shout out. I love her so much. I love the whole cast. I think, you know, Kim Delaney, Catherine Bell, Sally Pressman, Bridget Rana, you know, Wendy Davis, the whole cast and crew, they are just amazing. The ladies have really, they stood out on that show. They brought it. I mean, these guys, like, you know, Drew Fuller, Brian McNair, Sterling Brown, they were on for, you know, periods of time where, you know, they were away, and these ladies had to make the show, and I think they brought it. So bravo to them. I just think that show is commendable, and it's sad to know that, you know, there's so many changes on the show. I don't think that Army Lines is the same as it used to be. I'm not saying that it's not good. I just think that it's lost a little bit of touch because some of the actresses and actors have left.
Right.
But it's still a great show, and for you to be a part of it, I mean, wow, you can say you were on Army Lines. I mean, who can say that? You know what I mean? Like, that's huge.
Well, I like I said, I'm just glad. I'm blessed to have been a part of it. It was a blessing to be a part of it.
Oh, most definitely. Chris, we have about 7 minutes left. I want to talk more about you. You have a project that's coming out this fall. It's going to be released, if I'm not mistaken. Your first solo project. Would you like to talk about your first solo project, what you can talk about and disclose about, tell the fans, I mean, as much as you can, the listeners, and where they can find the music that can be coming, what they can look forward to, you know. This is your promotional time. Whatever you want to share and promote for that, this is your time.
Okay, cool. Well, you can look for all my information, all my new debut album that's going to come out fall this 2014. Well, it's coming out this year, 2013. We're going to have some cuts out this year. And so we'll have singles out this year, right, but the album is going to be pushed back. So probably like spring is when the full album will come out. But you'll definitely be able to get cuts from me. And you can look for that on Southern Comfort ENT. So that's www.southernComfort, COMFORTENT.com. Okay.
Now, go ahead. Continue.
No, go ahead. And you'll be able to buy those on Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, you know, all those, you know, and every, you know, digital outlet.
What I want to ask you, Chris, is this CD going to be just like one or two songs? Is it going to have a full list of songs? What the fans will...
I'm sorry, you said my CD, will it have one or two songs?
Yeah, like, you know, some CDs come out and they just have a few songs. Is this going to be like, you know, a track of like 13 songs where fans, if they go buy the CD, they're going to have like, you know, several songs to listen to, right?
Oh, yeah, there'll be several songs to listen to on the full CD. No doubt, at least about 14.
Awesome. Because I haven't bought a CD in a while. I just haven't. I listen to the radio a lot, but a CD like yours, I'd love to go because I think you offer such a great mix and variety, between the R&B and the gospel. I just think that's just such a great range of music that you can't find anywhere else. And to find someone that, is so diverse and has so much to offer, it's just well worth going to buy the CD. So,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Well, not a problem. I mean, honestly, any listeners out there, you need to check this guy out. I've heard many great things about him from Dawn. I heard just a little bit of his music tonight, but I really, really believe that you need to be checking this guy's music out and supporting him. Chris, before we have about 4 minutes left, and I know a half hour is just a short period of time, but I'm trying to get everything in here for what I think Dawn would want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like. Where can your fans find you? Do you have a Twitter? I know you have a Facebook account. Would you like to promote that out there so your fans can follow and support you?
Definitely. And before I do that right quick, I want to say the name of my new album, to give you a little plug there. It's called All the Riches in the World Don't Matter.
Nice.
Rich, all the riches in the world don't matter. And that's coming out 2014, the full, CD. But we will have cuts before that. We'll have singles before that. Now, you can look for me on Twitter, which is Chris Rich Music on Twitter. On Facebook is Chris Rich, and my fan page is Chris Rich I Am. So Chris Rich I Am on Facebook.
Perfect. Now, what else was I going to say? I have a question for you. I interviewed on my own show this singer, Theory. His name's Theory. He's an upcoming hip-hop artist.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Theory? Have you ever interacted with Theory?
I have heard it. I've heard of the name before, yes.
Because you remind me like him so much. And we actually had his show featured just a few days ago on Walk Talk Radio. And he was just a class act, such a great guy. And talking to you is kind of like weird for me because it feels like I'm talking to Theory because you guys are just such, complete gentlemen, great guys, class acts, just, so just know that, I don't know, I just have a lot of respect for you, just, from talking to you tonight. So. Well,
I truly appreciate that. Wow. I'm honored, seriously. Thank you. And
you're very welcome.
You're easy to talk to. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in the living room just back.
Well, I appreciate it, man, because this was about a half hour ago before the interview, maybe 40 minutes ago, and I got asked if I'd do the interview, and I was like, sure, let me do some research and try to get some questions put together. So I appreciate you being so understanding and so flexible with everything. I'm just trying to ensure that everything stays intact. On that note, Chris, I think we got you promoted. We have everything. The fans know what's coming out for you in the fall. They know where to find you on Twitter. We'll continue promoting. I know Dawn does a lot of promoting for her guests, so you don't have to worry about that. We'll get you reached out through Facebook and Twitter. I'll make sure I do my part. And it's been a pleasure and a complete honor to chat with you. We want to thank you so much for coming on Jammin' Jukebox Radio. And on behalf of my good friend Dawn, thank you so much for joining us. This is just an honor. I'm so appreciative of being able to have this experience with you tonight.
Right. I appreciate that. And I want to tell all the ladies, look out for my new video coming soon. We got new singles and video coming out this fall. And new video will be premiering on Vimeo. Oh, it will be on Vivo. Vivo, yeah. But I have music on
We'll promote that all for you. Whatever you want promoted, just let us know through, find me I'm on Facebook, on Twitter, so we'll connect and we'll get that all promoted for you.
Definitely. I appreciate that big time. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you.
You as well, Chris, and thank you, like I said again, and I look forward to future chats with you, and I wish you only the best on your future endeavors.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You are so welcome, my friend. You have a fabulous evening. You enjoy yourself.
You too. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Good night, Chris.
Good night.
All right, listeners, I want to thank you so much for joining us on Jammin' Jukebox Radio. We had just a wonderful class act, Mr. Chris Rich. So grateful to have him with us. He was just a great guy to talk to, so down to earth. And I was just, very appreciative of this opportunity to be on Jammin' Jukebox Radio. Dawn, like I said, couldn't be here with us tonight, but you need to ensure that you stay tuned with the episodes of shows that are coming. I know Dawn has a whole bunch of shows coming up soon on Air Nation Network. You can find us on airnationnetwork.com, on Facebook. I have a show on Monday night with Vargas from Days of Our Lives. Mr. Sean Douglas, who plays Vargas, he's going to be on my show, Gabtown Divas, at 10 p.m. Eastern. Dawn has Miss Judy Evans on Tuesday from Days of Our Lives, who plays Adrian. So you want to check those two shows out. On Sunday night, our good friend Brandon and Misty, they have a Days of Our Lives show where they recap all the episodes of Days of Our Lives in their own way. It's a cool twist the way they do it. We just love and adore them. Their show is called Common Ground Radio. And it's either at 6:30 or 7 p.m. Eastern Time, but you can find them on Twitter at Common Ground Radio. You can find them on Facebook. Fabulous people. You want to check them out. We love you guys. You have an awesome evening. I'm going to end the show now with this song, if I can get this to work. If not, I'm sorry, but you guys have a wonderful night. Don will be back soon. Thanks for having me. This is Travis from Gabtown Divas on Jammin' Jukebox Radio, signing out. Good night, guys.
Had a close encounter of a love kind. She stole my heart, I was helpless to her design. If I can only get shorty off my mind. She can shine like a light through my window. Try as I might, I just couldn't breathe it. This girl was made for me, we're meant to be, and I've got a face.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you, the one listening to this. Go to Stitcher.com and download the free app. It's a free app that lets you listen to our show 24/7, 365, anytime you'd like. You don't ever have to miss another episode again. And you can listen to thousands more shows and stations just like ours. So go now. Download it to your mobile devices, your Androids, your iPhones, your iPads, whatever you got. It's Stitcher.com, and it's free. Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect with Jammin' Jukebox Radio Show on Twitter at Jammin' Jukebox or on Facebook at Jammin' Jukebox Radio Show. Check out our website at thejamminjukebox.com. Also, follow us on Blog Talk, where you will be always up to date on every episode as we add it. Each episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast, and as always on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.